So, how do you know if the game's really good?
You have played it a lot.
A lot.
And this is gonna be that video where we can talk about the most played board games for us this year.
Is this one of those?
Yeah, it definitely is.
I wonder which category.
We're gonna go through all the data, what board games have we played from gamers to party in all of those categories and present them to ya.
We're gonna give you a quick overview of all of those games, and to make it interesting, we're gonna pitch 2 of those games head to head.
In each of those categories, we're gonna figure out which game would we like to be the most played also next year.
The first category is the Gamer's Game. The most played Gamer's Game for me is Pax Pamir. In Pax Pamir, you are playing an Afghan tribesman trying to appease all the giant nations that have come in here and trying to make fortune for themselves. You could be friends with Russians, British, or just be loyal to your own Afghan people. In this game, you'll do just 2 actions, either purchase a card or play a card. However, each of those cards come with separate special actions that let you move troops around or kill other players' troops or even kill other players' cards.
It's very highly interactive and aggressive, right? So let's move from this gamer aggressive type game to a co-op game, where you can be aggressive to monsters. In this board game, you will play one of the characters from Elder Scrolls and then build it up. By using experience points, you will be able to unlock different skill lines, and these skill lines will give you dice. Beautiful looking dice. And you do all that to fulfill quests, travel through the world, and most importantly, defeat bad guys by rolling those beautiful looking dice, destroying them, and feeling good about yourself. Why it's my most played gamer's game? Well, because of this. These dice should be inside there. But just creating your own unique characters, it's amazing. It's the best character customization in any board games ever.
Why do I feel intimidated?
I don't know. Because this is the best game that we want to play the most next year, right?
Right after Pax Pamir.
No.
Come on.
Oh wait, this was my #1 game from this year.
Yes.
That was your game.
That was, yes.
This was your 3rd best game.
I don't like where this tiebreaker is
This
going.
wasn't in my top, so
tiebreakers suck! Next category is the filler category. My quickest game that filled the gaps between other games is Fliptoons. In Fliptoons, you're trying to get fame. 30 fame to be exact. First one to do that wins the game. How you do that is by flipping cards, and each of those cards will give you different amounts of fame. Wait, I don't have 30 here. What do I do now? What you do is you get more Fliptoons with better abilities, more fame. You add them to your deck, and when you flip them, those trigger. Huh, great!
I like Lord of the Rings, so obviously there has to be one Lord of the Rings game at the top, right?
Is there just one?
No, there's 2. This is a simple 2-player filler where you will be just picking one card and then doing something or just getting a resource. For example, you could pick this card and move your armies, and then fight would break out, and then in this case nothing would happen. And like this, you draft one card after the other and try to do one of the most important things, which is destroy the ring. Or just catch the ring and use it. Or create a group of friendship to lead you to victory. Or lastly, win by military strength. So I won the last fight, kinda was the tiebreaker, so I let you choose. Which one do you think you would like to play?
It's not
more?
fair!
That one.
This is great too. And now we have arrived at the most played family game, which for me is the Heat. In Heat, you're trying to race. Is it in the name? Pedal to the metal? You kinda could have figured out, right? It's a racing game. In this game, you put car in the gear, play that many cards, and move the car that many spaces. Why is this game called Heat? Because heat is a resource in this game. Each time you cross a corner, you will have to pay heat. And if you don't have enough, you spin out. So be careful how you manage your heat. This is my go-to game when non-gamers come to my place and play, and I play with my family. My boys love it, and my wife loves it. And you know how that goes. It's one of the best games if your wife loves it.
Yes, cars are super thrilling, but so is bombs and busting those bombs.
Busting makes me feel good.
Bombusters is a cooperative board game where you will play a character that needs to, well, defuse a bomb. And to do that, you will have to guess wires. And what I mean with guessing wires is, I'm gonna guess this is a 7.
That is number 7.
Congratulations, we just cut a wire. So we need to cut all of our wires and then we will win the game. But if we guess wrong one too many times, we're gonna explode and die and need to restart. And there's plenty of scenarios to go through, each becoming more and more difficult, so there's tons of content. So in the family category we have these 2 candidates, which will be worthy of the throne.
Heat.
Yes. Moving on to the next category. The next category involves great stories, great experiences, and most importantly, adventures. It's the campaign category. In this board game, you will be playing characters who embody huge titans in order to defeat big bad guys. This nasty creature here. The first part of the game is traveling through the world and exploring all the mysteries. And the second part involves preparing and actually fighting the big bad guys, which mostly means moving around the board and trying to inflict wounds to the baddie. I have talked plenty about this board game because it's one of my favorites of all time, and it has one of the best stories in board games, period. Luckily for me, I found some fools who were brave enough to play this game with me, and I played a 4-player campaign. It was magnificent. So I wonder what Janus is bringing to this fight.
I already have a historic game on this list. However, 2 historic games on one list makes it double the best, double the good, double really awesome. Purple Haze is my campaign game. I'll show you what it is. Let's go. Purple Haze is a historic game about Vietnam War. I remembered. I didn't hesitate. Anyways, in that game you're gonna go through 9 different missions and then you'll complete the whole campaign. And the really cool part is you cannot lose this campaign. At the beginning of each mission you will start in a certain point on the map, assemble your squad, give them weapons and then move out. The game is divided in 2 parts. The first happens on this board right here, where you move around and try to collect these story markers. For example, now I read the paragraph 6 in the storybook. Eventually, you will most likely get to a combat situation where you move your Marines around this tactical board and try to defeat the enemy. Purple Haze really makes you feel like a squad leader of all of these Marines. You get attached to them, but they will die. And you start thinking, screw the objective, I just need to get out alive, save resources and get my squad to safety. I mean, it's epic.
Yeah.
But so is kind of this, and it's different enough from...
We have talked so much about this one. Right?
We have, mostly you. But yeah, so do you wanna...
Yeah, this year. Yeah, okay. Because I haven't played that one, and I'm really intrigued about it. Alright, it's time to put our differences aside and co-op to our most played cooperative board games. In this great board game that's based on a video game, you will be playing a character, a weird asymmetric character that needs to climb at the top and defeat the big baddie. And you will be able to do that by card play. If you play a card that does damage, you deal damage to the baddies. And sometimes you will stumble upon different events, then you draw a card and read it. But the coolest part of it all is the deck building. From time to time you will get new cards from which you will choose one to add to your deck, and that feels fantastic. Plus also, you will be able to upgrade those cards that you get, making them even stronger and even cooler.
No co-op gang would be complete without the gang. In the gang you are, well, the gang of crooks trying to get into the vault, and you do that by playing poker. Here you cannot talk, so you have to rank your poker hands without talking. So if mine's really bad, I'll take number 1 chip. But if you have a really good hand, you want to take a higher chip. And this way you go through 4 different rounds ranking your hands. At the end of the last round, you hopefully have ranked your hands in the correct order. If you have, you got into the safe. The gang has been my go-to simple co-op game, where if you know poker, you're gonna love this. What did you say? We've talked a lot about some games and not too much about the other ones.
Yeah, we have talked about this for our latest 3 videos. So thank you for solving this mystery. This is the best co-op of these ones. This is great. Just not as good as this one.
Next category is most played Euro game, which for me is Castles Burgundy. In Castles Burgundy, you're developing your little plot of land here.
By rolling 2 dice. For example, they can let you pick any of these tiles. Or take the same tile and place it actually in your kingdom.
And then trigger the special ability of the tile, which is scoring, extra money, extra other tokens, just many cool things.
And you-
Castles Burgundy actually is a very old game, but recently they came out with a special edition, which is a very good reason to get back into it. And I got back into it so hard that I've been playing this Euro game non-stop.
My most played Euro game, actually, it's also the solo category, because this is a solo-only board game, but it's great. My love of this board game was actually relit because my second son was born, and in the hospital I got to play this and reminded myself how freaking awesome it is. You're trying to build a canal before the flood comes, and you will be able to do that by playing out cards, which can let you do many things. Some of the examples would be tucking it underneath here, or discarding it to get resources, or destroying it to get more resources. We have a review about this game where I said this game feels like clockwork because you need to time all of your actions at the right time, and it's still as great as that day when I first played it. This is a solo-only game, so it already limits the target audience. It's great, but this one is so flexible.
Yeah, I mean, you can play it solo, you can play a team game of this. I mean, you can play this with non-gamers.
I'm putting this back in the shelf.
I think you should, yeah. It's a great game, but no Castles of Burgundy Special Edition.
The next category is party games, and the statistics are telling us that, well, once again, the gang is in the top. I'm not gonna explain a lot about it, but it's really lovely with a lot of different people. That's why it was hit at my house as well.
Okay, I got a confession to make. I'm from the future, because my most played party game comes out in 2026. Sea Scrolls is a super simple game where you're trying to collect cards. For example, if I have the most 11s, I'll get plus 11 points. If I don't, I get minus 11 points. So maybe I should get rid of those 11s. On your turn, all you do is draw 2 cards, add them to your hand. If you want, you can grab one of these, but you can only do it 3 times per game. And then you have to discard 1 card. Easy! Why is this my most played party game? Because the rule explanation is so simple. It fits on this little tiny card. All you do, draw 2 cards, pick a line of cards, discard a card. That's it, and just hope for the best. Well, okay, I'll be fair. This hasn't come out yet. Do add this to your wish list, but that is our most played party.
That's how you win all the fights. Just give the... what? Bye. The next category is game that we played the most at 2 players. And for me, this one is actually Smart 10. This little trivia game has been the go-to whenever me and my little wifey has a minute to spare, like lunchtime, doing tea break or whatever. So right here in the middle is a question. What's the main color of the national flag of this country? For example, Denmark. It's red. It is. That's a point for me. What makes this game really thrilling is that whenever you guess correctly, you get that as a point. But next time you have your turn, if you guess incorrectly, you lose that point that you already got. So you could stop anytime, but I mean, you could also get more points. This is the best trivia game. It's also super quick. That's why it really racked up all the plays for me.
It's a really good one, but is it as good as my 2-player game, which is Star Wars Unlimited? Which actually is a 2-player game. To play Star Wars Unlimited, all you need is your deck of cards, a base that you need to protect, and your leader. In this game, you will use resources to play different kind of cards that will let you defeat the other player. Why is Star Wars Unlimited my most played game of the year for 2 players? Because I just love Star Wars, number 1. I love this genre, collectible card games where you build your own deck and then fine-tune it to get the best result. And third, one of my best friends really loves this game and we get to play it a lot. Well, I guess it's Star Wars Unlimited then. That was easy.
And the second to last category is a solo game, and for me, it's this, 2d6. 2d6 Dungeon is an exploration game where you roll 2 dice and then see what did you just find, what room did you open, and what monsters will you need to fight. We roll 2 dice and see, alright, the room that we see here is 4 times 4 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we roll for doorways. Hey, there are 2 doorways. Let's place one here. Let's place one here. And then we roll those same 2 dice and see it's 5 and a 4, 5 and a 4, which means we just found a training room. By doing this, you can find different potions and things that you're free to use almost however you want. want. For me, this game feels like D&D, playing with a game master that is an Excel sheet. And it's actually much more exciting than I made it sound.
Well, my solo game, most played solo game of the year, actually is not a solo game. Dargi, yes, it's a two-player game, which is a great two-player game, where you will place your workers, and in the crossroads of those workers, you will get to use actions or cards. But there is an official solo variant, where the other players are placed by a die. To play the official solo variant, you need to print it out, you need a d12, and 5 markers to mark your objectives. Like in a standard game of Tard, you'll be doing different kind of actions, so like a worker placement game, but also getting cards in the middle in the crossroads of those workers. But for your solo opponent, that is decided by a die roll. In this game, you'll be using resources to buy victory points and use different kind of special actions, as well as collect cards like a set collection game, which makes it a crunchy two-player game. Also, a solo game.
So the question is, which one of these would we like to play most next year?
Have you played mine?
No.
Have I played yours?
No.
How do we decide?
Mine?
Okay.
Yeah.
And our most played, Giannis, come on, our most played board games of the year are these two. It's safe to say our most played games are the simplest ones, because in this game you're trying to score points, and you do that by either scoring points or continuing getting more points. Why wouldn't you just keep drawing more and more? If you get 2 of the same, you bust and you're out. 0 points this round.
So 18 for me, 0 for you, but I probably will continue, and I bust.
Greedy.
At this point, you should know about Crokinole. It's an amazing board game where you place a disc right here and try to hit the center. If you cannot, then the other player will have a chance to try to hit your disc. If he can't, then I have a chance to hit the center. Woo! Those are 20 points. When we are out of discs, we just count points. Whoever has the most discs and most points on the board and in the hole, he's the winner.
I don't think we even need to go to the pedestal to figure out who is the winner.
We clearly know who is the winner. Crokinole, the most played board game that we actually want to play the most next year as well. Let us know in the comments what are your most played board games ever.
Yeah, and consider supporting our channel, which would be great. And thank you to those who already do.
You're awesome. Watch our other videos, subscribe. We love you all. See you next time.